Hello guys, welcome back. I'm so excited to have you here again, and today we're going to be treating another exciting topic and another interesting topic rather. Okay guys, so in our previous video on this topic we talked about the comparison operators. We talked about the different comparison operators that we have and the use cases. Okay, so if you just bump into this video and you've not seen or have not watched the comparison operators, please I will advise you to go back to check on that. And remember, we have other videos like the assignment operators, the arithmetic operators, which we have under the JavaScript operators topic. Okay, so today we're going into the logical operator. So today we're gonna be doing a little logic in JavaScript. We're gonna be looking at the different JavaScript logic operators. Okay, so we're gonna be treating three of them. The first one is the logical AND, the second one is the logical OR, and the third one is the logical NOT. Okay, so and each of these has rules that guides them. Each of these has the rules that guide them, and whenever you're dealing with any of them, you should bear those rules in mind. All right, so let's start with the logical AND. So what is the logical AND and how is it being applied? What's the rule behind the logical AND? But before then, the symbol or the operand is the operator is the ampersand, double ampersand. Okay, we use the double ampersand as the symbol for logical AND, and then the rule for logical AND says that both statements, let me use the word statements, but yeah, both statements must be true. So what this means is, when we start writing the statement, now the syntax for this is we have a statement one, and then we're going to add the ampersand and then have statement two right here. Okay, so remember, this is going to give us also, just like we treated, or just like in comparison operators. So in comparison operators we have something like that. Comparison operators returns true or false. So when we are dealing with logical operations, also they usually return true or false. Okay, the same thing applies here. So here, because now the reason is, one of the reasons is because we are going to be applying the comparison operators. We're going to see the application of the comparison operators here in the logical operators. Okay, so here what the rule said, that statement 1 and statement 2 must be true for both statements to be true. Bear this in mind, both statements must be true, before it is true. If any of them is false, then this whole statement is going to evaluate to false. I want you to see this, both of them as a compound statement, then see this as a simple statement, and then see this one as a simple statement or a single statement, whichever one you call it. So let's get down to writing some codes. So I'm going to declare a variable. We're going to say var x is equal to 40. Okay, and then we are going to declare another variable, y is equal to 50. all right, so we're going to start with the statement. So the first one, we're going to store it in a variable. So I'm going to say var result is equal to, so the syntax is, you have to put the first statement here, followed by the logical AND symbol or operator, and then the second statement. That is the rule. That's why I write it down here for you. So here we're going to say, is it true that x is greater than 30? Let's say, yeah, is it true that x is greater than 30? This is the first statement. So JavaScript is going to check if this statement is true. Then we now add the logical AND, and then we say, is it also true, is it also true that y is greater than x, something like this. All right, something like this. So I'm going to show you how JavaScript evaluates this, and then tell you the result. I mean, let's work it together. So the rule here said that for this expression that we have inside this bracket to be true, to return true, remember that this is going to return true or false. It's going to return true or false for us. So for this statement to return true, there's a condition. What is the condition? The condition is that the first statement must be true, and then the second statement must also be true before this whole statement is true. If any of them is false, then the whole statement will evaluate to false. Okay, so we are asking, is it true that x is greater than 30 and then y is greater than x? Just a question. So this question is either it is true or false, yes or no. So let's check it one after the other, and I'm gonna do something like this. I'm gonna have something like this. So we're gonna check for the first statement. So the first statement is x is greater than 30. Now what's the value of x? X is equal to 40. Is 40 greater than 30? Yeah, 40 greater than 30. So the first statement is true. Then we're gonna put the sign, and the logical end, and then we check for the second statement. Is y greater than x? What is y? Y is 50. Is y greater than, is 50 greater than x, which is 40? Yeah, it's true. Then we have this true. So this will be equal to true. All right, because both statements are true, so it's going to give us true. So let's head over to our browser. We're going to console log the result. So let's check the result and head over to our browser and refresh our browser. You see it gives us true because both statements are true. All right, now we're going to change the values. We're going to change this. Let's just change this to less than. All right, is less than. We can add a less than or equal to, yeah, less than or equal to this, and then this one is greater than, or yeah, it can just be greater than because we've altered one of them. So we're gonna clean this true up here, and we're gonna clean this one up also, and then we're gonna clean the last one here also. So we're gonna start with the first one. So we are checking if x is greater than or equal to 30. Now if you don't know what this greater than or equal to means, please check our video on comparison operators. We have videos where we explain the greater than or the equal to and how it works. All right, so here we have that x is greater than or equal to 30. Now is x greater than or equal to 30? Is x greater than 30? What is x? Less than, this is less than, sorry. So is x less than 40? This is not less than 40. Is x equal to 40? X is not equal to 40. So this is going to evaluate to false. The first statement is going to evaluate to false. Then we look at the second statement. The second statement says that y is greater than x. Y is 50, x is 40. So that gives us true. Now the whole statement, what is it going to evaluate? Now the rules say that both statements must be true for it to be true. All right, both statements must be true for it to be true, but here both statements are not true, so this will evaluate to false. So let's head over to our browser and refresh. You can see we have false because it does not obey the rule for true, so it obeys the rule for false. Okay, so this is this is how we use the logical end. I mean, we can also have, you know, compound state, this thing here, another, we can have like greater than or equal to. We can have something like not equal to, just exactly what we did in our comparison operators. You can apply it here anyhow you want it. All right, so here we have, I think, let's look into this. Let's look into exactly what we have, or we can change this value to something like 500, and then we can have this not equal to, and let's check what is going to give us. So let's run the script in our head before we invite the JavaScript console to tell us what the answer is, to check if we are correct or we are not correct. All right, so here we have x. The first statement says that x is less than or equal to 500. So let's check, is x less than 500? X is 40, x is less than 500. That is true. All right, is x equal to 500? No, x is not equal to 500. So this first statement we evaluate to true because x is less than 500. So the second statement said, is it true that y is not equal to x? So is y equal to x? Y is not equal to x. So since y is not equal to x, so we're gonna have this to be true. Sorry, that should be over here. True. Oh, there's a mistake. So we have here to be true. Then, since the rule says that both of them must be true for the whole statement to be true, so we have true here, we have true here. So obviously, this will give us true. So let's invite JavaScript console to tell us what the answer is. So we have true right here. Okay, guys. So this is basically how we can use the AND operator. AND logical operator. So the next one we're going to look into is the OR. Is the OR operator. Okay, so I'm going to remove this console. Now the OR operator is represented with this this symbol. So the OR operator says that it is true if one of the statements is true, and if at least one of the statements is true. All right, it is true. So I can do something like here that say it is true if both statements are true, are true and false in all other cases. Okay, yeah, I think this makes more sense. So the rule here say for logical and say it is true if both statements are true and false in all other cases. So if both statements are not true, then in any other way it's going to be false. Okay, so in other case, and then false in other cases. So but yeah, I think that is it. So but here it say it is true if at least one of the statements is true. So if one of them is true, and then it's gonna be true. But sorry, there's something I skipped. It just came into my mind now. So let's check. What if two of them are false? Okay, I think we did something like that. Yeah, we did it where two of them are false. So this stays. Okay, now let's move over to here. So here says if two of them is false, that means this statement is going to evaluate to false. But if at least one is true, then the whole statement is going to be true. At least if one is true. Now the difference is between the logical AND and the logical OR is that logical AND say that both of them must be true for it to be true, but in logical OR it says that at least if one is true, then the whole statement is going to be true. All right, so we're still going to use this our variable that we have here, var x and y. We're still going to use it. So we come here, we're going to declare a variable result. It's going to use the result variable. So we're going to be assigning it to a value of maybe what we still have here. All right, I think we can use what we still have. Yeah, let's just copy this down. Let's bring this down into this place. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. So that we can really see the difference. So remember, it's also going to return either true or false. All right, so it's going to return either true or false. So here we have that it says if at least one of them is true, then it's going to be true. Then if two of them is true, then it's also going to be true. Okay, so like what we have here from our evaluation in this, we have this to be true, we have this to be true, then obviously it's going to evaluate to true. So when we console log result, head over to our browser, that should give us true. All right, so you can see if the true stays. But what if we negate this to be false and false? So here we say that x is greater than 500. We know that x is 40, x is not greater than 500, and then we come over here and say that y is less than x. We know that y is 550 and is not less than 40. So you see, in this case, both of them are false, false. So this statement should evaluate to false. So here we have false, and then here we have also false. All right, we have here to be false, and then also in this place the result will also give us false, because the rule say that at least one of them should be true, but in this case none of them is true, so that we evaluate to false. Let's head over to our browser and you can see that this is false, but let's make one of them to be true. So we can just remove and change one of these. Is it true that x is less than 500? What is x? X is 40. Of course 40 is less than 500, so this is true. So we come over here, this is true, this is true. So true. Now this obeys the rule for true, because one is true, one statement is true, so this will, you know, equate to true. Okay, let's head over to our browser and then refresh and see what that's going to give us. So we see, wait, let me check. Oh, sorry, there's a mistake, a very big mistake. I know you guys might have spotted it. I didn't change, when I copied this, I didn't change the sign. You know, the reason why I noticed it, because I was expecting this to be true, but it turns out to be false. So I just noticed that. So this will give us true. Let's head over to our browser and refresh it. So you see it gives us the true value. So here let's make this to be also true. So in this case both of them are false. All right, I just have to repeat because I was doing what I was doing with the previous, with the logical AND. So we have to use the logical OR. So head over to the browser and refresh. You see we have here to be false because both of them are false. Now the question is, what if both of them are true? So let's check in a case where both of them are true. So we have here that x is less than 500 because x is 40, so 40 is less than 500. We have here that y is greater than x, y is 50, and 50 is greater than 40. So in this case both of them, they are going to give us true. We're going to have true over here, and when we move over to this place we're also going to have true. So this is going to evaluate to true. Let's head over to our browser and refresh and see what we've got. So that gives us true. Okay, now let's move over, guys, to the last one. So the last one is the logical NOT, and then the logical NOT is represented with the operator exclamation mark. It is called the logical NOT. Now logical NOT simply, you know, gives the inverse, you know, or the negation. Let me use the logical term negation. You know, negation of the of the result. Let me call it result, or operand, you know, or operand, yeah, you know. So what this does is, if the equation evaluates to true and you use not, then it's going to give you the opposite. Okay, you give the negation. Let me use negation or opposite. All right, so what we're going to do now, let's call it another variable. Let's get var what am I? Okay, let's not use the var. Now let's call the result variable. Yeah, var result. So we say that result is assigned to the value of, so we are checking if x is greater than 10. So is x greater than 10? What is x? X is 40. Is x greater than 10? So I'm going to console log the result first. So I'm going to console log result, then head over to our browser and refresh. We say that true, yeah. So it is true because x is greater than 10, because x is from here, where is x? Okay, from here x is 40, and then 40 is greater than 10. All right, so we say that the logical NOT gives the negation or the opposite of the result or the operand. So we have this to be true. So if we now include the logical NOT operator here, like just like so, so this is gonna return false for us. So that's why we say it returns the negation or the opposite. All right, so when we console log this without the logical NOT operator, the result was true, but now the result will be false. All right, so let's head over to our browser again and then refresh. So you see we have here false. All right, because that gives the negation. Now we can turn it around the other way. We can say that x, let's remove the logical NOT operator and then say that x is less than 10. So this is asking, is it true that x is less than 10? Now remember that x is 40, and then 40 is not less than 10. Now we are going to check it on the browser before we include the logical not operator. All right, so let's head over to our browser again and refresh. So when we refresh in our browser, we have this to be false. All right, that's because 40 is not less than 10. Now let's add the logical not operator. So when we add the logical not operator, we are expecting to get the opposite of the result. Now the result is false, so the opposite will be true. All right, so let's head over to a browser and then get this refreshed. You say we have true. All right, guys, so we have come to the end of today's study. I will advise you to practice, keep practicing, practice again, practice one more time, practice again. Just keep practicing. Mastery comes by practicing. Okay, for you to master any programming language, mastering comes by practicing. So just keep practicing, just practice. These are basic principles, just keep practicing them. A time is coming when we will start applying all of these basic concepts that we are learning. The time is coming when we put it together in one project and then have it applied in real projects. All right, guys, so thank you for watching to the end of the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, share it to other people, click on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever we drop our new videos, and our new videos are dropped every week. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching and do have a nice day.